Okay, so hi, this is I'm Petra, and this is week one. So this is week one of my extended juice fast and detox, and today is day 8 actually. So I'm on day 8, and I made a promise to myself that I'm gonna make a weekly video. So this is week one. I finally have started it, and I finally am doing it. And they say that the first days are the hardest, and for me it's true. I fall in the general rules. So the first days really are the hardest because of lots of things, but now it's getting way better. So I have been intermittent fasting, and I have been doing juices and fasts for a long time, like just eating once a day, or not eating at all, or just going on very little food actually. So it's easy for me to go through the whole day and just don't eat anything because I'm so busy doing my stuff. Uh, while I was in the city, though, while I was living in the city, and not any city, but in a main antichrist military technological prison camp city, that is Budapest in Hungary. So it was hard to not eat to not to fall into the mind control, and not to fall into the mind control weaponry and technology that makes people that force eats. So people are being force fed on this planet. So for a long time, it's called force feeding, or being force fed, meaning that we are eating things, and we are eating the quantity and quality, or the lack of it, that we are eating is not coming from the inside, it's coming from the outside. It's a push. The system, let's call this whole hellhole that has built on the body of Mother Nature, let's call this system for now on, for the time being. So while I was in the city, it was hard for me to not eat or not order food during the nighttime. So it was mostly the night times that were and are the hardest for me actually. I'm not feel I don't have any hunger whatsoever during the daytime, but when night comes, and that sort of like that, you're alone home in your little dog house box. I'm sorry, but I'm calling today's apartments. Okay, the light just turned off. There's like a timer for the plant, so the light just turned off. I'm just gonna turn the big light on now. Okay, so night times were me the hardest, and I was also working at the food delivery part-time, so I was sort of in the grip. It was being rooted in me. It was that energy, that AI construct, that company, the food delivery company, was very strong in me and in my field, and I always ordered nighttime. I stopped cooking a long time ago. I used to, but then I realized I'm just not gonna do like it just the amount of money, time, and energy that goes into eating and making food and preparing and shopping and blah, 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 and just the whole infrastructure that goes on with the whole food thing in a personal life and in our collective way. It's I'm done. I cannot do that anymore. I'm just done. I cannot even, I just cannot do the cooking thing anymore because I'm very well aware the intentional mind control and the torture that is behind on everything that is related to the food topic on this invaded planet under liberation. So the first week now that I am out of the city, finally I did it. Finally I'm over the week. I just wasn't strong enough to do it in the city because of not only because of mind control, but because I am specially targeted, and I'm not going to go deep into why I am targeted and why the mind control weaponry is aimed at me in a much more intense way than on others, but I talk about it on my website. Obviously, anyone who is a true speaker on this planet, especially if they are going into really, really hardcore deep topics like the taboo topics, everything that the system doesn't want you to say, everything that the powers that be don't want others know. If you want to talk about that and tell others in like an effective way to a big audience, just to shine light on the darkest of the dark, you're gonna be a target. So I'm used to that. But as a consequence, I wasn't strong enough to resist the food trap. Now that I am actually out of the city grab, that I experience much less mind control weaponry, nature is much more closer. So the natural grid, the organic grid, Mother Nature, the energies and the grids and the frequencies of the organic world is much stronger in me and around me. Now it's much easier to do that because I have nature in and around me, like surrounded with it. I literally am living at the foot of a hill next to a forest. So it's the biggest blessing, or it's one of the greatest blessings that I can ask for, and I've got it. So now it's much easier. And for example, today I only made myself like 2 juices. What actually was missing in these past 8 days was that I was a bad girl, meaning that every once in a while I did drink my coffee latte and hot chocolate, and I know that I shouldn't. So what I promised myself is that I only allow this. I want to be completely transparent and honest in how I am dealing with this thing. So I made a promise to myself that okay, first week you can do this. I'm like I'm bargaining with my own devil and own addiction and own weakness. It's crazy to like watch this happen in me, but it is happening. So I'm not gonna like say that it's not. So from tomorrow I'm gonna stop that, and I'm just gonna do chai tea and herbal tea, and it's very interesting to see study this addiction webbing and study the psychological processes that go on when fighting an addiction, even though if someone knows how bad that thing really is. So it's interesting how hard it is to let go of things that are actually bad for ourselves and for everyone around us. It's very sad, actually. So anyways, this was week 1, so I'm on day 8 now. It's Tuesday now, and I should record the stuff on Sundays, but I'm just gonna, allow this to me, and I'm just gonna do Sunday the next day. And I have mostly been drinking local and seasonal fruits and veggies. So now it's like tomato, cucumber, watermelon, grapes. It's mostly watermelon that I'm still doing. I'm very lucky. We still have watermelon here. So it's watermelon. Like there's an amazing type of grape that's called Otello grape. It's heaven. That those grapes are heaven, really. They're like these dark purple grapes, and I think it's the healthiest grapes of all because there's that resveratrol thing in it. It's just amazing. This purple, like it's not even blue. It's like this very deep purple. It's heavenly, and it's in season now. And next week, so this week I'm still gonna do lots of grapes, and then the apple season is coming, and I'm very lucky to have we have an apple forest just up the mountain, so I actually just have to climb up. I like go up the mountain. It's like it takes me an hour to do so or something, and up in the very clean, very fresh air, there's like wild organic apple trees. It's like a huge apple forest. It's an apple tree forest. We have an apple tree forest just up there. So next week I'm gonna go and pick wild apples, and I'm gonna have wild apple juice week with grapes and cucumbers, lots of cucumbers. Plus, I'm doing the enzymes and I'm doing the husk and clay protocols. So I started just with like a smaller amount of husk and clay, and from tomorrow I'm gonna like double the stuff, and I will just wait for Mr. Monster or Mrs. Monster to come out. So I call my intestinal parasites Mary. I have a name for them or for her. There's like this, I guess there's like this freaking queen parasite in me with lots of like parasite babies. So, I'm just like trying to deal with what is inside me. So that has to come out. So I told Mary that, hey, baby, you're gonna get out of here. It's not for your place to be. My body is not a place to host parasites, and it's just so fucking gross that like I'm so afraid on what's gonna come out of me. And it's very bad to live with the knowledge that there's stuff in me, it's just very fucking bad. And actually, I now that I'm talking about this, I just remember that I actually had dreams with parasites. Okay, I just remembered one of my dreams. Okay, anyways, point is that this was day 8, and this was week 1, and I really want to take this to the 90 days long thing. I really do, and then I want to do an even longer after this, because it's really like, for me, this fast is so much more than just weight loss on the parasites. I basically want to say goodbye to this whole thing that's called the matrix, the city people, the city system, the like, it's just everything. I cannot take this thing anymore. I cannot take the lies. I cannot take the anything against love or truth or goodness. I cannot deal with it anymore. I just can't. I can't deal with the death culture. I can't deal with the targeting. This whole thing that I experienced here on planet Earth, the depths of the evil, the depths of the evil that has invaded this planet, and the depths of the evil that this whole system is around us. It's fucked up crazy. It's so crazy. And I am someone who has been the researcher of this evil. I have been looking into the eyes of this evil ever since my first wake up call, and especially my second wake up. So my first wake up call was in the year of indigo, in the activation of indigos. I am an indigo starseed, and my first wake up call was in 2010, and it lasted till 2014. That was my new age, positive, la la la, oh, everything is positive and blah blah blah, and hippie and go and psytrance festivals, whatever. And then in 2014, I got introduced to another level, and that meant the dark arts training, the looking into the dark, to looking into every, like, into, like, I started to look into things that most people run away from in order to understand and to heal and to clear it. So that's what I have been doing, and it means that I know stuff, and I've seen stuff, and I experience stuff that is batshit crazy evil. And instead of collapsing, and instead of breaking down, I I grew to be very strong. Grew to be very strong, in able to be in able to be able to deal with this evil, and to be able to do something about this evil. And doing something meant learning about it, researching, and creating love, goodness, truth, and solution based projects. So that's what I'm doing ever since I got my galactic memory back. I remembered what's happening on planet Earth, who are the players, what is going on with the aliens and everything, and all the where is evil coming from, what is evil, what is AI, why we hurt mother, like everything. So this became my life, and I became someone who is very, like, on the front lines of the war when it comes to liberating the planet, and really just doing this whole cleansing, and this whole let's just please run on the love energy against starseed thing. So, but doing this work, this truth seeking, dark arts training, and all this work, doing this in Budapest, in the cities that is actually a center for evil. So the place where I live, Hungary, and the antichrist, and the negative aliens, and all bad, evil, cosmic fuckery. So the Luciferian stronghold is in Hungary, one. So Hungary is a Luciferian stronghold, actually. Budapest is the capital. So I have been living there so far. And I am a strong person. I am a strong being. I'm like this. I am really, really, really strong in order to endure this. I am a warrior spirit, actually. Let's say an angelic warrior. But it doesn't mean that I don't have post-trauma stress disorder, or I don't have eating disorders, or I don't have mental breakdowns, or I don't experience, like, I think all the stuff I experience, and it's not I think, it's a fact, it took a toll on my body, on my nervous system, and I just really want to flush. I want to flush this whole past 36 years down to the cosmic vacuum, down on the cosmic flush, and then start a new and clean life here in the forest. And so one of the reasons for this big fast and purification purification is I'm just yeah, it's still on. So it's the moving, it's moving out of the city and really going back to mama nature. So that's one. And also another thing is that um, um, up until now, even though I know the cosmic situation, I know the galactic situation of planet Earth, and I know the truth of humanity and the true history of humanity for 16 years now, because I got my galactic memory back and I got my indigo activation. So all of a sudden, gnostically or gnostically, I knew from the inside what's up. So I knew what's up. Um, but I didn't come forward with it. It means that, I wasn't public about it. I wasn't doing social media. I was just preparing, because I, like, up until now that I am going public, that I will actually, build social media websites and do my website and publishing a book. I am gonna publish my first book very soon that I'm gonna publish on my website, and I'm gonna share it with all. It's gonna be called Her Story instead of His Story. So her story as the true story of Mother Nature, so, and humanity. So this fast and this purification is also happening because after being prepared and doing the preparation and doing the study, the research, the everything, putting together the puzzles and everything for the past 16 years, actually now is time for me to go public. It's, there's so many other people and so many other people's already sharing stuff about UFO, is aliens, this and that, blah, 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 whatever. But the point is that I have stuff to say too. I know what kind of war we are in. I know it's a huge psycho-spiritual war that we are in right now, and I know the players. I am lucky to be connected with the group I am in connection with, and it's for someone who knows the truth not to tell others. It's a sin, in my opinion. So it's a moral obligation for me to share what I know. And since nano and AI, so AI and nano that we have ingested from all the food and everywhere is in us and in me too, in order for me to be stable, to be less affected by mind control, to to just feel better, I need to move the AI out of me, the nano out of me that's in my belly and intestine and heavy metal and everything. So yeah, so I'm just gonna do this, and in the meantime, while I'm doing the fast, I'm still preparing and building my website, earthpuzzle.com. I'm writing, or I'm not writing, but I'm gonna write my first book too while doing the fast, or after it, and just gonna start, just sharing on social media in order to, you know, just to help planetary liberation and help the change in human consciousness. So everything at one point in a very, very late future, at one point can be again love and truth based, because this system has been and is a hell where souls suffer, and the true benevolent cosmic creator that is actually the consciousness of the highest levels of love and goodness doesn't want humanity to live like that. So of course there's good in this system. I mean, okay, so these are topics to another deep philosophical session, and I I take back when I say there's good in this system, because everything has a flip side too. But this is another topic. So for now, this is gonna be enough. This was week 1, and I just wanted to share that the reason why I am doing this fast is multifold. So maybe next time I'm gonna, for week 2, I'm gonna create and prepare with the list on why I am doing this fast, and I'm gonna just list all the motivational reasons on all levels: mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, energetic, and also from on a personal level and on a collective level, because I'm doing this for myself too, and but I'm doing it for others too, of course. And I just want to clearly articulate all the positive benefits one can have if one decides to say no to the forced consumption. That's it.